So I just finished the phone session. I don't know where I am. I'm in someone's neighborhood. I do phone sessions aimlessly on a walk with these headphones, and I'm sitting on someone's curb. I usually lay down and just chat, staring up at leaves. And I finished the session. I'm rushing to go home, and I force myself to slow down, to take a seat on the curb. And I'm using this video as a way for me to pause, to put that emotional speed bump here, so I'm not a reaction like I used to be. One of the revelations I had, I guess we had, my client and I, is that because we were talking a lot about your relationship with self, and I know you hear this a lot, especially in self-betterment and people telling you to love yourself and all of that stuff, and I know a lot of it doesn't land for you because it sounds cheesy. One of the things you do for your relationship with self is you start to get very curious about you. You start to get very curious about why you do things, how you think the way you do, all of this stuff. And when you're curious, sorry, someone's gonna run me over. When you're curious, you can't be judgmental. You know, you can't hate and love at the same time. You can't be judgmental and you can't be curious at the same time. Most of us, when we're not curious, because we don't pull from curiosity, we default to judgment. So what that does is that disconnects us with self, right? When you're judging yourself, there's blame, there's shoulds, there's perfectionism, there's all of this, right? I'm judging my hair right now as I'm talking to you, but instead of being curious about what it could look like in a few months, but judgment is what disconnects you. Curiosity is what connects you. Curiosity is the space where you can start building a new relationship with yourself, feeding parts of you that you have not fed. You know, when you are judging, you are turning yourself into a cardboard cutout, a two-dimensional person that is probably putting a lot of weight on the scoreboard, on how you should be, what you should accomplish, all of that stuff. With judgment comes pressure, with judgment comes blame, with judgment comes complete disconnection, and it's impossible to love yourself, to connect to yourself, to build a healthy relationship with yourself if your default is constant judgment. And also, if your practice is judgment, not only to self, if your practice is judgment to self, it's going to ripple outward, where you're also going to be judgmental to other people, and that doesn't do anything, right? So it just makes you narrow. So my point is, if you want to build a better relationship with yourself, maybe start getting very curious. Maybe promise yourself that you're going to pull from curiosity and get very curious about how you work. And you're going to feel that judgment, right? You're going to feel the giant should, but get curious about how you're wired, why you do what you do, why you feel what you feel. Curiosity is going to allow self-acceptance, and it's going to allow a lot of discovery. And know that the more you pull from curiosity, the more that you are connecting to self, the more you're establishing a better relationship with self. Because at the end of the day, that's the beginning. That's what building a better relationship with yourself looks like, is getting very curious about yourself. All right, be well.